Hi guys, welcome to this live onion bhaji where I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So my son is, Raj is here, he's a helpful assistant and he'll be telling me if there are any questions that you have. But today what we're going to do is some homemade onion bhajis. And I will take you through step by step how to make them. So first of all, let's go to the ingredients. So ingredients for the actual bhaji, we've got onion. Generally, one onion will be enough for 2 people. Then you've got your gram flour, and I've got the gram flour here. I haven't put it in a big bowl, but in a small, just a container. And then you've got your spices, which is your coriander powder, cumin powder, turmeric, chilli powder, and garlic salt. And then for your sauce, your tamarind sauce or tamarind chutney and mint chutney. So for the mint chutney, you can see I've washed the mint and a bowl full of mint, half the amount of coriander as well compared to the mint. Some salt, some sugar, garlic, ginger, chili, lemon, yogurt, and home shop-bought tamarind paste, which is just easy to do rather than soaking tamarind pods. So first of all, I wanted to show you how to slice the onion. So you've got the onion, cut it in half. And the important bit is do not put your fingers like that, otherwise you're going to cut your fingers off. So you have to hold the onion like so, and then your knuckle will guide the knife. And then you slice the onion as thinly as you can, like so. The thinner, the better, because then you make it nice and crispy. And then turn it around that way. So that's one onion done. And once you've done your onion, you need to put that in a bowl and put a lot of salt over it. So I'll do that right now. Onions have a lot of moisture in it, so therefore it is very important that you draw all the moisture out, otherwise you're going to get soggy onion bhajis, and you don't want that. You want nice and crispy onion bhajis. So there you go, you've got the salt in there. Give that a little mix and then leave it for about half an hour till all the moisture is drawn out, and we'll come back to the onions in a second. Next, we're going to go to the the mint sauce. So come over here, Raj. So I've already washed and kept this mint leaves. Do not use the stalks, otherwise everything's going to be quite bitter. So I'm putting all the mint leaves in. Well, as many as I can fit in here. Put in the coriander leaves. And then, depending on whether you want it spicy or not, you can add or not add the chili. So I'm going to add 3 small chilies to that. Some ginger and garlic. Just a little 1 centimeter cube of garlic, 1 clove of ginger. So I've added that. And you need a good twist of lime, which I'm going to do. So there's lime and a little bit of salt. So this is the typical, what we call pudina chutney or mint chutney. You can add yogurt to that. because that's what we do in England. So we'll add just a little bit of yogurt to that and a tiny bit of water just to allow it to all come together. Just a tiny bit of water, and then we're going to blitz that. You don't want to blitz it too much, because if you do, some of the mint it starts releasing oils and will make everything quite bitter. So let's just have a look. That looks really good. So you can see that there. Mint sauce is not supposed to be this smooth liquid paste. It is supposed to be a mint sauce. So come back over here, Raj. So we've got the yogurt here. In this yogurt, I'm just going to decant it in a smaller container. So I've got this yogurt here. I'm just going to put some yogurt there, and in that we're going to put some cumin powder, and this is a tangy chaat masala, again, which you can get in any Asian superstore or store rather, and just a little bit of chaat masala there, like so. That's all you need, nothing more. And then you give that a good mix till all that comes together. And then to that, you add your blended mint. Where is it gone? Here we go. So you add your blended mint to that. And then again, depending on how you want it, how strong you want it, you can add as much or as little as you want. And then give that a good mix. And that is your mint chutney, ready to rock and roll. So that's that bit done. The next bit is your tamarind sauce. So all I have done is taken a bit of that into there, and all you need to do is just add a bit of boiling water to that, and then you remember tamarind is sour already, so you don't need any more lemon, but you do need a bit of sugar. So we'll just put a little bit of sugar in there, like so. And to spice it up, again, you put cumin powder there, coriander powder, and red chili powder. Again, the taste is entirely up to you as to how spicy or not, or how sour or not you want it. And a bit of salt. And this is the easy bit. You can do it on the oven, on the hob, but the easiest way to do this is to mix that all together. This is a microwavable container, so just mix that all together. Put the container on, the lid on, and stick it in the microwave for a minute or so. We're just going to go in the microwave, so we'll let that carry on. So we've got our mint sauce done, our tamarind chutney is being done. Now we need to come to our onions. So remember, these were the onions that I had initially cut just now and put them in salt. These are prepared earlier. So you have to squeeze all the water out of the onions. But before I do that, I knew what I needed to do. The gram flour. So in the gram flour, I've added some turmeric, some red chili powder, cumin and coriander powder, and instead of ordinary salt, I've used garlic salt. And then you add water to that, and you start whisking it, or just stirring it, so that you get a smooth batter. So you keep doing that, so you get a smooth batter. The gram flour you can get in any store, even in non-Asian stores. So you add the water till you get the right consistency. And again, I've done one earlier, and this is the consistency that you want. So it should be not stodgy, not runny, but just falling off the spoon. Okay, so that's the consistency that you want, and that's what it's going to look like. So we'll put that to the side there, and let's come back now to the onions. So here we are, and you can see, and if Raju just shows, so all I'm doing is I'm going to squeeze, and you can see how much moisture there is in the onions. So you have to really squeeze all that moisture out, okay? There we go. And then you can pop that into our batter. We'll do the same. And remember, onion bhajis, you cannot use, well, you should, ideally, you don't use spoons or forks for this. You have to use your fingers when you're going to pop it into the oil, because otherwise you get great big blobs of onion bhaji that really don't taste very nice. So I'm just finishing this off, and you can see how much moisture there is in there. That's all the moisture that's come out from the onions, and that most certainly needs to come out. So there we go. I'm carrying on with this. So we'll leave that to the side. If anyone has any comments or any questions, please do fire away.
So Rosie's got a question. She wants to know what knife you're using.
Oh, this is a knife I got for Christmas. I think this is one of those Chinese knives. It's really good. But look, any knife will do. You decide which knife you want. So here's what the batter and the onions look like now. Okay, so you can either leave this just to set for a short while, or you can crack on, because we've taken all the moisture out and we don't want to leave it too long. So generally, if you're doing something else or making your sauces, then by all means, please do let it just sit and rest for a bit. So there we go. I'm just going to wash my hands. So we now move on to the next stage. Just put the so I've used just vegetable oil. You can use sunflower oil, but not olive oil, because olive oil does not heat up to the temperature that we want. And the easiest way of knowing whether your oil is hot enough or not is by dropping a little bit. And there you go, you can see it's sizzling away, which means our oil is ready. And that's why you have to use your fingers, because you don't want to throw big blobs in. There should be no more than like so. And don't put too much, don't overcrowd the pan, because otherwise the temperature will go down. And it takes about 2 or 3 minutes at that heat, and you can see they will be nice and brown and crispy. So this is the recipe that my mum used to use all the time. While they're doing that, I'm just going to get the tamarind that was in the microwave out. And you'll see that as it cools down, it thickens up as well. So that's your tamarind sauce there. And we just pour that into another serving dish, and you can see that's how it should be. So we've got our tamarind sauce, we've got our mint sauce all ready to go, and you can see the onion bhajis are coming on nicely. And actually, if you just come in closer, you can see how they're nicely browning up. Not a big stodgy ball, but very thin bits of onion lightly coated with the gram flour batter. If you use more batter, they will be more stodgy, but this is what you want. It needs to be nice and light and crispy. So you can see they're browning up nicely. So another 30 seconds and that batch will be done. Invite. When it says invite, just invite. Yeah, I think that's. Oh, cancel it. No, cancel it. Right. Sorry. So here we go, and that's one batch done. Put it on a plate just to drain the fat. Now, if you want it darker, you just leave it in for a bit longer. So we're going to put another batch in. The plan is that I'm even after this live, I'm going to carry on making these for some of our elderly folk and not so elderly folk in the pub where we're going to be going later this afternoon. So there we go. That's the next lot going in.
So Rosie's wondering if tamarind is spicy.
Tamarind itself is not spicy. It's sour. But if you add spice to it, then you can just have it straight as it is with just loosen it and dilute it with a bit of hot water and a bit of sugar. But otherwise, you don't have to add spice to any of this. But I have just because that's the traditional way that it's done. Obviously, you've got to taste it. So I'm just gonna. Oh, that is delicious. And let's try this one. That is fantastic. Oh, it's a bit hot. So I need to probably put some more yogurt in there for those who don't want too spicier.
So there's a question asking, how did you cook your onions?
How did I cut my onions?
Cook.
They're in oil. So it's vegetable oil. You can see it's just kind of. It's not an it's an electric hob gas. It's a Mark 8, so it's probably. I can't tell you what the temperature is, but it should be around 180 or so. And then it's almost like deep frying them in a deep fat fryer. But because we're not doing masses of them, it's just easier to do it in a small pan. So this one's going on as well. We'll do a few more, and then we'll plate up, and then that will be the end of today's Onion Bhaji Live.
So there's another question from Jane asking, how would they reheat?
So you can reheat them in the air fryer. So these are ones which I prepared earlier, by the way. Ones I prepared earlier. So yeah, they're nice and crispy, but you can put them in the air fryer and just put on air fry and pop them in and just leave them there for a couple of minutes till they warm up, and they'll come out just as crispy as before. So that's the best way of doing them. You can't put them back in the oil because otherwise they will just soak up the oil, and all you'll get is oil in your mouth. So this is the best way. If you've done them before, made them before, then put them in the air fryer and you can reheat them. As I'm doing now, and I'll show you what they look like when they come out of the air fryer. So there you are. This is the second lot done. We'll do one more lot and then plate up. So this is what onion bhaji should look like. There we go. So let's put some more in. And remember, the spice, how spicy you want them, is entirely up to you, because the spice is in the gram flour, the spice is in the sauces, and nowhere else. So you decide what spices you want. If you don't want any spice, you don't have to have any spice. Just put a bit of salt and pepper in your gram flour. That's as easy as can be.
So Rose is asking, when you order a bhaji and it's a round ball, how do they make the right round ball?
How do they make right round ball? So basically, this gram flour, I think that they make, it is much thicker. So when they put everything together, it's just a big, stodgy ball of onion with the gram flour. And when you open the bhaji, which is that big round ball that Rosie's talking about, you'll find that there's not so much onion, but there's a lot of dough or flour. And that's basically what you're eating, and that's what makes you feel very, very bloated. So this is, as you can see, very crispy, and you can even... Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Nice and crispy. Supposed to be eaten hot. Right, here we go. So, if I get these out from the air fryer. So these are the ones that I prepared earlier. And you can see the only disadvantage is that they fry a bit more, so they get a bit darker in color, but they don't burn. So that's your reheated onion bhaji as well. And we'll start, just finish this off and start plating up. So here we go. So again, this is enough for 2 people. And if you've got a really big appetite, you can eat all of this yourselves.
So we've got a couple of questions asking what drink goes best with the bhajis.
What drink goes best with the bhajis? Oh, it depends on what your drink of choice is. I certainly wouldn't have any spirits with this. It just makes it spicy and spirits as well. So you can have a lager or a bitter, or any soft drink is good as well. As long as it's not too bubbly, then that's fine, because otherwise all the carbonated the gases, they just fill you up. But yeah, a pale lager or a bitter or any soft drink is absolutely fine with this. And there you have it, guys. Onion bhaji, the homemade, like my mum used to make them, with a mint sauce and a tamarind sauce or chutneys, spiced up to my level. Again, you don't have to do that. And I hope you can try and make them yourself. So you can see it's taken 25 minutes from when I started the live feed to make them. Of course, I prepped earlier on, which took about 20 minutes. So from start to finish, it will take about 45 minutes to an hour to make these onion bhajis and the sauces. And you can store the sauces in a sterile container in the fridge, and they will last for several days, if not a couple of weeks. So are there any other questions while I continue with my onion?
So there's a couple of questions. First one is, does your wife cook?
My wife does cook. She does cook curries better than me, and she's a very good cook. But I love cooking as well. So therefore, both of us cook. Depends on who's doing what. So she's watching football at the moment while I'm cooking. So that's why I said 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so that she won't be interfering.
And another question is, who's best at cooking, you or your wife?
She might be watching this live, so I'm going to have to say her. But no, she is a really good cook. She'll cook most of the time, especially if I'm working. So yes, she is a really good cook. Right, guys. Is there another question?
No, I think those are all.
Fantastic. So, guys, thank you very much for joining this live. Like I said, please do try this recipe at home. I've done this in more or less real time, and it's taken half an hour. All the ingredients are available in your local shops, and you can see 2 onions, and we've got a batch full, and I've still got loads of onions to go. So that will easily feed 5, 6, 7 people, good, decent size portions. If you have any comments, please do send me your comments of any other cooking tasks or challenges you want to give me. But otherwise, thank you very much.
Oh, we've got another question.
Oh, we've got another question.
The question is from Rosie. When's the next live?
I was just going to say that. I don't know because I'm working next week. But hopefully, sometime next week or the weekend. And that's what I was saying. Please send me your suggestions for the live related to cooking. Probably related to cooking. And I'll try and accommodate that at a time when everyone's available. Right, guys, nice to see you all, and thank you very much for joining, and have a great rest of the weekend.